I'm Tash.
I'm Alex.
And we are France by mistake. And today we've got our crazy Paris t-shirts on, or jumpers on, because we're going to talk about, I don't know why, but I just thought it's fitting to, they normally drive like nutters in Paris, don't they? So
yeah, Paris is like the capital of nutty driving, and it spreads throughout the country.
Yeah, and we are immune to it. So we're going to talk about parking and driving in France.
Mm-hmm.
Our particular bugbear is pig parkers, as we like to call them.
We send each other pictures of the offending articles,
which you can find all
we'll do the
time.
link. Yeah, we'll send you. We'll put a link on the.
Yeah, we'll put lots of pig parker pictures, and the lines don't really mean anything, do they? Here, so.
No, whether it be a supermarket, whether it be a doctor's. Or disabled.
Doesn't matter. Those two lines, you just kamikaze in. And I've actually started doing it myself.
I know, yeah.
I'm like, I come out and Alex will say to me, "Are you happy with that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm French now. Just rock on out." I've gone up curbs and just think, yeah.
I got my B1, B2. I'm absolutely rocking
so I'm actually, you do actually find yourself driving a bit like. Anyone that comes to visit says you drive really fast, but I'm actually driving to the speed limit, although sometimes I don't, because I did get 2 speeding tickets in a week.
In a day almost, wasn't it?
I don't know. But we've still got our Brit licences, so they can't really do much.
No, they can fine you. You do get a fine, which you pay quickly.
And here you have points to start with, so you have 12, but obviously in the UK they add points, but we don't have any points to take away, do we?
No.
I mean, that would change if we have to surrender our licence, but we're clinging on to those with dear life.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not because we hack it around, it's just because I'm quite proud of my British licence.
Yeah, I passed my test in the UK, and I want to hang on to that UK licence.
You know, much as we love France, the French drivers do have a reputation worldwide of getting their licence out of a Christmas cracker.
Yeah, I mean, they even have a car, especially for people who get drunk and lose their licence, called a sans permis, which is, I think, possibly the only country in the whole world that's actually had to make a car, especially for drunk drivers.
Yeah, so you can still go about your business. You can still drive. It's a car that will only go up to about 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's 50cc car.
And a 14-year-old can drive that as well. We kid you not. So if you can't drive and you don't have a licence and you've been done for drink driving or whatever.
Do they need to CT those things? Because some of them look as if they've just been panel beaten together.
Yeah. So you'll see them, they're like little Lego tin pot cars.
A huge queue of traffic behind them.
Yeah, where you just go round them and you just know that person cannot drive. But I don't know, I mean, you could still crash that thing, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, you could still hurt someone. It's like,
I know, I mean, it's still, they're just going to hurt someone at 30 miles an hour. But yeah, so that's, if you lose your licence, you can crack on with another little car here.
Exactly, yeah.
So we have that.
Yeah, so we... I mean, the other things that bother us about the driving is the famous one, I think the French are known for, is driving very close to you.
Up your arse,
high speed.
Technical terms called.
Yeah, so close to you, you feel they're in the boot.
Or in your back seat, you can see the tooth, the gold tooth in the blokes. And it's worse when you're on brick plates as well, because when we were first here, it's kind of like they're right up your arse. And I found that when I went back to the UK, if I'm on French plates, they're right up your arse, so you can't really win. And also, if you do get a brick car and then you've got the French reg, you can still tell someone's British because of the driving, the steering wheel. However, you don't tend to get stopped in these cars, your brick car, because they think you can't speak French.
Oh, well, yeah, that is a point, actually.
And they'd be right now. But that, you don't get... I have never had a control. I think once for my attestation for COVID, but I've never been stopped in my British car or my French car.
I've been stopped several times and breathalyzed several times.
Really?
Well. Yeah.
Dodgy as then?
And I am dodgy as, but each time, I'd like to say, coming back from the gym once, so definitely not drinking. Oh, yeah. I don't drink driving.
No.
But yeah,
but I think it's my car because it's a sort of very
bland.
It's a Kia Niro. If you want the blandest car ever, if you want to stalk someone, I highly recommend it. But it's very economical. So so you have that, and you have also them flying onto roundabouts. Obviously, ordinarily you would give way at a roundabout, and that is the law here. But you need to allow for the fact that this may not happen. So when you approach that someone is just like, when it's your right of way, someone is just going to fly onto that roundabout.
Yeah, they seem to have that. There's a system here called the give way to the right, which they, even though EU asked them to give it up, they decided the French were never going to give that one up.
Never going to give that.
So you can be buzzing along a main road, and then you have to suddenly stop.
Oh, yes, that one as well.
Because there's something coming up the right. But they seem to use that system on the roundabout as well. So people stop on the roundabout to let people onto the roundabout, which obviously is not the system at all. So
you need to be aware of that. But you're right, you bring up that point, because I didn't know that for 5 years until my son, I didn't actually know that. That there's a little cross that says that if you're on the main road, that it's not your right of way. But I've only just discovered that, so I have been quite lucky.
Very lucky.
Because they can just come out. And then sometimes you don't even realise it is your right of way coming out onto the main.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's a few that you know locally, but again, it did take me a while. While people were waiting, I think, what are they waiting? It's like, it's
I'm on the side road. Yeah.
And another one is when it says you've got to drive right up to the traffic light for it to go green.
Oh yes, yeah.
And one time I just sat there and the guy is like bibbing me, and I'm thinking, God, it's red, but it was going to be red forever, and it was like a tunnel. And in the end, I just went through the red light because I just thought he's just so impatient. But then afterwards, I learned that I had to nudge up a bit. So we'll talk a bit more about driving in part 2, I think.
Yeah, okay. See you next time.
Bye.